Oh, I'm here with my good friend Autumn Elsbury on this lovely Sunday evening. You had a little trip today, did some recruiting visit. Um, how's the recruiting trail been for you?
It's been pretty good. It's overwhelming, but I figured it would be. I'm gonna start picking it back up here now that season's done. I'm going into track season now, but it's hopefully not gonna be as busy as wrestling season was.
Yeah. Um, where are some of the places that you've been visiting and plan on going to yet?
Yeah, I've had a lot of colleges that I have visited and some that I still need to visit. Some that I've already visited are BVU, Simpson, Loris, Wartburg. I'm going to William Penn on Wednesday, and then Hawkeye Community College, the University of Dubuque, and then I still want to go to Doane, Western Colorado, Colorado Mesa, Iowa Central, and then if there's any more that reach out to me.
Holy crap, that's like 12 different schools. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it's a lot.
That's a lot of that's a lot of narrowing down, but no, that's good. I'm glad to see you making a ton of visits and you're gonna find that place that feels like home. This year, great year, man. Let's just
Yeah.
look at your career overall. I will look at this year. 40-4, is that correct, or did they forget to update after
Yes.
state?
No, it should be 40-4.
40-4. Nice season. You got let's start at freshman. What'd you place as a freshman?
Fourth place.
All right, so you've gotten fourth, second, first, and first. That's a hell of a career.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
very good. Those are hard things to achieve, and everybody sees they see you on top of the podium. They see you winning matches. What do they not see? What all goes into getting on the podium? Getting on the podium or qualifying, first of all, getting on the podium, but getting really high up on that podium where you get nosebleeds from being so high up on that podium. A lot of work goes into that. What are some of the things that you do outside of your 2 hour wrestling practice every day?
Yeah, some things I do outside of it. In season, I usually stay after practice longer. Try to like fine tune certain things. And I will even go an extra day sometimes, or just go out for like an extra little workout or whatever. That's usually what I do in season. Out of season, I do a lot of wrestling, a lot of off season wrestling, both folk style and freestyle. Um, and I go to all these different practices and try to learn from many different coaches from the high school level to the college level, which is also very helpful. So I would say my off-season wrestling is the thing that has really made me like jump and
Up to
make
levels.
some very good progress. Yes.
So, do you think does that weight room have anything to do with it too?
I'm gonna be honest. I probably don't lift as much as most people would imagine I do. Um, and our weightlifting program is not the best. So I'm hoping when I get into college, it helps me out a lot more than it does now. I think it is um helpful, but I just wish I had like more resources to push
Uh-huh.
me a little bit more, help me out with that because I'm not a professional on weightlifting or anything like that. So I think it is helpful as long as you have good resources and people to help you.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's something that they'll get you started on. Wherever you end up in college, it's probably where they're gonna go.
Yes.
Because I think you sit between two weight classes for college weights, don't you?
Yes.
Have you been thinking about that on which
Yeah, I'm
direction you're?
probably gonna go 180
That's the
just
way I
because,
was. I would have recommended that same thing too.
yeah,
Because
I don't want to drain myself by cutting weight in college. And I feel like I wrestle more of like a 180 style, anyways. So,
yeah, no, I
yeah.
think that's and putting on another 10 or so pounds of muscle weight would be
Yeah.
perfect. Would be awesome. So we you struggled a little bit this year. You're, state champion returning, placed second at Fargo, wrestled in Who's Number One, but yet this year you struggled some with your confidence. Why do you think that is?
Well, at the beginning of the year, I went through some stuff. I had two grandparents pass away. Well, one great grandparent, but he was more like a grandpa to me. Because my other one has already passed away. So that really took a toll on my mental health.
Hmm.
Was having both of my grandparents pass away. That sucked. So I would say that really like kind of brought me down for a while. And then there was some other stuff that happened. Um, so then I feel like I just wasn't wrestling as good because I just kind of lost motivation, honestly, is what I think it more so was.
Hmm.
And I just wasn't very like happy. I didn't want to be there. I feel like I didn't put in as much effort. Um, and then were you gonna say something?
No, no, I'm
Okay.
just watching. Sorry.
So then, no, you're all right. Um, so then I was losing. I lost like three matches at the beginning of the year. Um, and then I would say more so like Christmas break. My sister Maylee came back from William Penn and wrestled with us. She came into the room and like worked out with us. She was like my main partner for that week. And I feel like her coming in there truly did like help me get my mental state back and my confidence back. And just she just really helped me, honestly. Like we talked a lot about like everything that was going on because I mean obviously she was in the same position as me.
Yep.
Um I feel like it affected me a little bit more just because like I went to hospice to see my grandpa. She couldn't because she was in, so like that just kind of like tore me down a little bit more. Um but I would say overall her coming Christmas break really helped me gain my confidence back, and us just having those simple conversations and things like that helped me like realize like that I need to start focusing on what I really truly care about and stuff like that. So then after Christmas break, I feel like that's when I really stepped it up, and she kind of helped me gain my confidence back there.
Yeah, because you've always had, this was the first year you didn't have Maylee in the room, right? Or is this the second year? Yeah, you
This is
two
the
years.
second year.
Yeah,
This
it
was the
is. I
second
keep
year. It was
forgetting.
just this
Yeah,
year was a little bit more rough with the
yeah.
everything that happened. So yeah,
But yeah, no, she and Maylee had similar, you know, high school career. Other, injury caused her to maybe not finish off where she did. So I think that maybe
yeah,
just her perspective probably was really important. And she's
yes,
just she's wise beyond her years. She's always been a little. She doesn't seem like she's 20. What is she, 20 years old now?
yeah. I think she's funny now.
Yeah, she seems a lot older than that, and she's just like having another coach. So no, I'm glad she was able
Yes,
to. I'm glad you were able to find that because the state tournament comes around, seeded third, state champion, seeded third, behind two people, and that was your path. Your path was not easy to get there. So two
no,
big matches in a row, that
yes,
that's tough, but it happened. So what were some of
yeah.
the? I mean, what were you thinking going into those two matches?
Yeah. Well, actually, my second match of the tournament, I had lost to that girl at regionals. I was beating her. She hit me in a throw, caught me, pinned me. It sucked because it was my last time wrestling in my home gym, also. But I knew that I just had to stay out of those throws and wrestle smart. Honestly, I went into the state tournament and then those last two matches, um, knowing that I need to wrestle smart because sometimes I just like to go in there and bulldoze through, and that
Uh-huh.
doesn't always work out in my favor, especially against better girls like them. Um, no, I've been working on what they kind of were best at, or I would watch out for like the moves that I knew they would do on me. Um,
Hmm.
Honestly, I went into those matches just thinking I can win this match by a point and that's still a win. Like I
Yep.
wasn't going in there trying to rush anything. I wanted to wrestle smart, and that's what I did, and I feel like that helped me out a lot.
Very good. And now we can't not talk about your dad almost threw your coach up into the stands. I don't think I've ever seen a celebration quite like it. Did it crack you up on the, did you see it first of all before you, as you were out there?
I did not see it when I was on the mat. I saw
Okay.
it afterwards, like in videos,
Yeah, it was
and I
awesome.
thought it was great. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that might be one of the best coaches celebration of all time. That just has
Yeah.
to be, that
No,
definitely
it
has
was
to be.
awesome.
Yeah. Let's go backwards in our timeline. When did you start wrestling?
I started technically my seventh grade year, but I didn't have like an actual middle school season or anything like that. So my first like full like season of wrestling was eighth grade, but I did wrestle a little bit in seventh grade also.
Gotcha. Why'd you go out?
Why did I go out? My dad wrestled, my brother wrestles, me and my sister have always kind of been around it, and we were always like, I was always told that I would be really good at wrestling. So like I don't know, just because I've always been like kind of bulkier, stronger, a little bit aggressive. Um, so
Kind of
then
mean.
mainly, yeah. I used to have a soft spot. Well, I still do, just not as much as I used to. Um, but no, Maylee really wanted to go out, and then they told us no for a while because they didn't want us to wrestle boys. But eventually there was like we tried it and they were like, "Oh, this might not be that bad." So then we just really got into it and then more and more girls started wrestling and it became a huge thing.
Yes, it has. There's a point, when we start wrestling, we're trying it out, we're seeing how things are. Can you think about when it was just something I'm trying to something I love?
Yeah. When I first like my very first meet ever, I went up against these two boys that have been wrestling since they were who knows how little. Um and that honestly made me like I was like what am I doing? I was really rethinking my decisions. Um but then I kept getting into it and like middle school, I mean, I really didn't like I would say I took it serious but not too serious because it was just kind of for fun still. And then once I got to high school and I started wrestling like um on like I went to Florida, I did like other off season like summer stuff is when I really found out that it changed my life mentally and physically. It like made me more physically like athletic. I lost some weight because I used to be like 210 pounds. Now I'm 170. So it helped me out a lot physically. And then mentally, it just made me stronger and like made me realize that I can do anything I put my mind to, even if it's hard. And then I think that honestly, just it has allowed me to meet so many of my friends throughout like the state and not only the state, but even the country and meet so many amazing people that it has become something like that is a huge part of my life. Like it's not just a sport, it's more so like you build a family with it too. And I think that has what made me truly love it.
That was a really good answer. I think the first time I met you, you were wearing a boot, and I made fun of you for probably an entire practice, but
Yep, I remember that.
and I think that's the look I got most of the time from you. Like, oh, you're like, old man, just shut up. But no, it's been fun. It's been fun watching your journey and both with your family and just getting to know your family's been amazing. Tough matches, tough things, bad things happen, right? How do you how can you help someone else after something bad happens? What can you tell them to get ready for that next match, that next thing?
I've had like some girls on my team, like they get upset if they lose a match, but it's like, or even I do, and I have to tell myself or them, like, you can be upset for a little while, go do your thing, but once it gets closer to your next match, um, go out there and wrestle and try to get the next best thing. That's all you can really do. Um, so even like when I lost at Donnybrook, I was like really upset, but then I was like, I got to get ready for the next best thing. So I had to go back and like mentally prepare myself. I took the night because like then I had to wrestle the next day. I worked on like mentally getting back into it and being like, it's already done. There's nothing I can do now. So all I can do is get the next best thing. And that's honestly, I think that's what everybody needs to realize is you can't go back and change what happened. So you just have to go for the next best thing.
Very good. You had a great season. The team had a great season. Ninth overall. South Tama did
Yes.
wonderfully. Qualified how many again?
8,
Eight qualified. How many place winners out of that eight?
4, I
Oof.
think.
That's an incredible season. That is really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Could
sure it
you
was
could
4 of us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you kind of describe the culture in your room and how things are at South Tama right now?
Yeah, I would say this year was actually a really good year. There wasn't really too much drama. I mean, you're always gonna have a little bit here and there with girls. But for the most part, I would say we all worked together really well. Would push each other. Um, I think we all were like very like if somebody lost or was having a hard day, like we would try to like cheer them up or give them positive like messages. So I would say for the most part this year has been one of the best years since I've been in it. Um out of my 4 years of high school, and I can't wait to see where these girls go in the future years because there's only me and one other girl that are graduating. So I'm hoping that our team keeps building. Um, and I think the team atmosphere is really good. We have some days where you can tell we're a little bit more off than others, but everybody's going to have those days. But I'd say for the most part, we are very hardworking and we push each other and we try to be as positive as possible.
That's really good that you're able to recognize that there are those days that things just aren't clicking. As a
Oh,
coach, I see, I mean, it's
100%.
it's easy for us, you, dad and I in those practices. It's really easy to like, man, the vibe is just off today, and there we got to figure out some way of changing things up. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. Those days
Yeah.
suck. But being able to get something done on those days is really important.
Yeah.
You talked about the program as it's coming up, the little people, the littles. How have you been have you been helping with the little kids program? Do you do anything with them?
Yeah, so we have like a youth program and then that's boys and girls. And then we also have like our middle school. Um this past couple weeks ever since like state got done, I've been going in and helping with them whenever I can. Obviously, I can't every day because now that I have track starting and stuff like that. But I try to go in there and help the girls out as much as possible. I'll even wrestle with them sometimes, and they're always just like, no, I don't want to wrestle with her. And I'm like, I'm not here to kill you, I'm here to help you. But I do have a lot of girls ask me a lot of questions, which I think is really good. um, and then the youth program, I try to go in there as much as possible also and just help out and um, do whatever I can to help.
That's awesome. So we're going to change up the interview a little bit. We're going to get away from wrestling. Of course, there's always going to be some wrestling dabbled in there, but what's something about you that people probably don't know, like hobbies or different things that you do?
Yeah. I like hunting and fishing. That's probably a lot of people probably know that, I would say, for the most part. But one of my biggest things is my dream job. I mean, I want to be a cop, but my dream job is like to be an orca trainer or help orcas, which sounds crazy to most people. They would never imagine that, but that is my dream job.
So how are you going to get to there? How is that going to become your job?
I'm not sure. That is going to be hard to figure out.
All right. Well, we'll work on that this summer. We'll
Yeah.
see if we can't save an orca or two.
It
It'd be fun. So,
would be.
cop,
I think
that's
it would be.
yeah. So being a police officer, are you thinking like I don't know, state, federal, just local South Tama cop? What do we want to be?
Probably state. I would want to work my way up to state trooper, probably.
There you go. So if you ever pull
Yep.
me over, it's just a warning, right?
Of course, just for you.
Perfect. Perfect. I love food. You probably can tell by my girlish figure that I have. It keeps getting rounder every year. Guilty pleasure foods. I love ice cream. What's that one thing that, especially during season when you got to cut a little bit, you don't get to have? What's your favorite guilty pleasure food?
Ooh, I would say probably cookies and cream Hershey's
Ooh, ooh.
or chocolate covered pretzels. One of those two.
I can see that. I can go with that. So when we're talking chocolate covered pretzels, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Like my wife, and I don't that almond bark stuff that we just dip them in, that's not right. You're like talking milk chocolate over those pretzels, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
All right. Okay. Because I don't know. There's something about just that almond bark. It's not quite right. I don't know.
I
It's
know.
like fake,
Yeah.
it's like fake chocolate or something. So on the nutritious side, because nutrition's important too, what are you having after weigh-ins to kind of prepare yourself for the day?
Yeah, I kind of took what Maylee started eating after weigh-ins. At state, I started doing, which I probably should have been doing this before. I did like a rice cake with honey on top, and some people do peanut butter too. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But I also like to eat those apple sauces that have like electrolytes in them,
Uh-huh.
and yogurt, and then fruit. And sometimes depending on what I eat before that, or like before a match, I'll go have like a turkey sandwich or something like that. That's
Very
usually
good.
the food I eat throughout like tournaments or after weigh-ins.
Gotcha. So we can go out to eat anywhere, right? We get the company credit card. Where are we going to go out to eat? What are you having?
Oh, that's a hard decision. Probably Laughing Crab for a seafood boil,
Ooh,
or
ooh.
Texas Roadhouse for a steak.
What steak are we having?
A sirloin steak.
How are you having it done? Let's see if we're all right or not. See if we have to educate you a
Medium
little
rare,
more.
but more on the rare side.
Oh my God, you're perfect. Oh my God.
Like I like it
Well,
bloody.
it has to be.
It
There's no
has to be.
why would you cook the flavor out of it? That would be just stupid.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, man, I knew there's reasons I liked you.
I was hoping I was right.
Yes, you were 100% right. I can't remember who said well done or medium well. I was like, no,
Oh no, that is
no,
gross.
no, that's just not, we can't be doing that. That's not right. So, vacations. If you could go anywhere in the world, bucket list vacation, where are you going?
I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. Where would
Wherever the
I?
orcas are.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking is probably Florida. I love Florida.
I do too. It's one
Even
of
though
my
we
favorite
we
places
go
to go.
there every year for Florida AAU wrestling. I love it there. That is like if I could live there, I would.
So let's talk about that just real briefly. The trip was, first when you went down there was Orlando and Parks. Now
Yes.
it's Fort Lauderdale and Beach. Which way do you like better?
Well, when we went to Orlando, we still went to the beach, but now that we're closer to the beach, I enjoy that. But I did really enjoy the parks, so probably the parks.
Probably the parks. Gotcha. I just curious. I prefer the beach because I get tired of the parks really quick. I don't know why. I think it's the
Yeah,
long lines and usually it's hot as hell.
yeah, the long lines are really not fun.
Yeah.
Those suck.
I wonder how far we got. I wonder where we got to go to find orcas. That might be a goal this year is to find some orcas. I'm
If you
gonna put
guys could
that.
do that for me, I will love you all forever.
Yes, we'll have to see. Are you gonna continue in the family footsteps and come down and coach after this?
I'm hoping.
All
Yes.
right, we might have you. I don't know. I'll have to I'll have to convince Jason. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Now when you get really old and your beard's as gray as my beard and you're out on the porch and you're yelling at kids to get off your lawn, what are you going to remember about wrestling the most?
I will probably remember the people that it has brought into my life, and the amazing moments it has like brought to me, and like the like memorable moments.
I don't think one person has ever talked about a win or a loss on that or anything like that. They always talk about the relationships, and that's really cool. That is neat.
Yeah.
In in the old days, maybe even when you were starting, you haven't been wrestling that long. To wrestle like a girl would have been a derogatory statement, right? I mean, but
Yep.
we know now it is not. What do you feel it is to wrestle like a girl?
I feel like girls wrestling is proven some people wrong, I guess, because I feel like some people would think of girls wrestling as or like wrestling as like not feminine, I guess you could say, or like girl like. But not every girl wants to, I guess, play with Barbies and bows all day long. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
like some girls can defend for themselves and girls are stronger than I think some people realize. And I think girls wrestling really shows that.
yeah. And it's kind of diverse too. It's amazing the different personalities that are in the sport. And some
Yes.
people are about the bows and
Yeah.
and it still
Yeah. But
happens.
then it's cool how they can still go out there and like kick
And
butt.
yeah, and just be mean
Yeah.
and tough and stuff. That's really cool. Now the hardest thing I'm going to ask you all night. I have to take this interview and I have to put it on YouTube. I don't have to, but I'm going to put it on YouTube and I have to make a thumbnail because you can't just use the whatever YouTube comes up with. That sucks. I got to have a tagline for Autumn Elsbury. What do you think your tagline should be?
I really don't know. Um
I to me when I think about the whole Ellsbury clan, so I think about something family comes to mind. Can you help me out in here somewhere? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not it. But
ooh, I don't know.
you know
What are
what? I
some
got
like
I have I got something. I think see tell me if you like this
okay.
or not. So questions always are a good thing because then people want to say, "Oh, why we have to answer that question?" What about who's the toughest Ellsbury or something along those lines? And then
Yeah,
and
that
it's
one's
about
good.
autumn and it's about autumn. So is that the or who's which else, something about being the best wrestler in the family or something like that. I like that. I think we have to go
Yeah,
somewhere. And then we'll
yeah.
spark some conversation at your house, maybe a fight. I don't know.
Maybe a fight. You might start a fight, especially with me and my sister.
Yeah, that might happen, and that might be. We might have to settle it. Maybe we'll even like do pay-per-view or something for that. It might be pretty good.
Might
How
be.
is she doing? I haven't talked to her for a little while. How's she doing?
I think she's doing good.
Good,
She just found out today that I guess I'm going on a visit to William Penn. I guess I didn't tell her, but no, I actually just talked to her earlier. I think she's doing good. She's enjoying it there.
good. So my next question on my sheet, and it's already been answered. Will you wrestle past high school? And I would say that's probably a yes.
Yes.
And we got to find a place that has orca rescue as a major. That's what
Yep.
that's what I would lead with. Do you guys have orcas? I don't know. That's what I want to do is rescue orcas.
Yeah. Might have to go like to Florida for that.
I don't know if there's any colleges in. I know Life is in Georgia. I don't know what
Yeah.
Florida's got. I don't even know. That's something we should
I
find
really am
out.
not sure.
I don't honestly know.
But they have to have
So
wrestling too, so that's
I know
important.
that's tough. That's tough. We'll find out. We'll find out where the orca rescue major with wrestling is. So that's
Yep.
the goal. That is the goal. So when it's all said and done and it's over with, are you going to follow in like your dad's footsteps and maybe do some coaching? Have you thought about being an official?
Yeah, I've thought about um along with like what I want to go into, like criminal justice or orca training. I also want to find a way to be a coach. Um, but after like in college, I kind of want to do like what Maylee does. Like now is like in the summertime she coaches when she can. Um, so I'm hoping to coach, just to kind of tell my story to like other athletes and stuff like that, like because I've been there and I understand. Um, and then I don't know after that.
You know, I've said it a million times that, although I think they should want to be just like me, a fat old man with a beard, but most girls would rather probably be just like you. You talk to the littles, they probably would rather be you than me when they grow up. I don't know. I could be wrong.
You never know.
You never know. You absolutely don't know. I actually made fun of a girl. I was at a practice today and I said something like, I said that same statement. And I said, except she told me she wouldn't mind having a beard. And she was like, what? But quickly found out that I'm full of crap. So, what is something that wrestling has taught you?
Wrestling has taught me that um, even when you lose or something doesn't go the way it should, that if you work hard and put your mind to it, it'll all work out in the end. And winning and losing or all your losses don't always matter, and rankings and seeds don't matter either. So I feel like a lot of people pay attention to rankings or seeds, and I have had many experiences where I'm not ranked or seated as high as I place. Um, Fargo State, like all of that stuff. Um, so that has taught me that that doesn't always matter.
I think I heard, Jamie Crawl, right? Ankeny.
Yeah.
She's funny. And
Yeah.
during her, she's one of the interviews this week, and she said, and I'm sure it came from Dustin Rowland, because this sounds like a Dustin Rowland statement, but it was seeds are for birds. And I was like, that's fantastic. I love that. It's like, thank
Wow.
you, Jamie. So no, I like that a lot. I got through my whole thing here. The last thing I always do is I give a chance for the Autumn Elsbury's profound thoughts for the evening. So it's, what do you got for us? Lay something big on me.
I don't know. Um, Honestly, I just think that off-season wrestling, if people want to get better at wrestling, to do that, always be willing to learn. Everybody teaches moves a little bit differently, so take what, like if somebody teaches you something a little bit differently than your coach does, that doesn't mean it's wrong necessarily. You just have to find what works for you. Always be open-minded and willing to learn from other people. um, don't let the hard times bring you down too much. Just keep working hard. Um, and I honestly would say I wouldn't be here without all of my wrestling family, my community, the people who support me from anywhere from my community to the state, even like all over the country. I mean, I have friends from other states too. So I would say I wouldn't be here without any of them.
That's awesome. Very good. And every year you go down to Florida and it's an important trip for you because you have fun. How
Yes.
important is it to have fun in wrestling?
Oh, I would say that is like, if you're not having fun, then it just is gonna suck. It really is gonna suck. Um, so I would say, try to have fun, make friends, make new friends. Um, don't always hang out with the same people. Try to get out there, get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I used to be like more timid. I would say sometimes I still can be around new people, but it's kind of taught me to get out of my comfort zone and make new friends. And they have made it so fun and memorable. And I think that is the most important thing, is to have fun, because if you're not having fun, then you're just not going to enjoy it.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Stick
Yep.
around for just a second. I'm going to hit that button.